Thank you for applying. We'll get back to you. Maybe. No. Die. After 3 rounds of interviews and meeting the team, unfortunately we've decided not to go forward with your application for Walmart greeter boy. Well, the position is entry level, so we usually expect around 2 to 3 decades of work experience. Hey, you better write a fucking personalized cover letter for me, okay, asshole? I mean, I'm not gonna read it. Well, yeah, sorry, we're not hiring. We kind of just posted that for funsies. There are 3,000 applicants already, but don't worry. Every single application will be equally ignored. And what's an acceptable pay range for you? Because we're kind of thinking 0. Please upload your resume. Oh, and also type out your resume separately in these little boxes. Oh, to apply, you actually have to make an account on this website called jobmaxing.com/awesome. But it's okay. You can totally just use your account from glorpglorpjobs.net.
Right now, millions of Americans are sending their resumes into an absolute void. They are applying for corporate jobs, entry-level coding positions, and management roles, only to realize the company is not actually hiring anyone. These are called ghost jobs. Industry data suggests they now make up roughly 30 to 40% of the listings you see online today. People are jumping through impossible hoops, sitting through 3 rounds of interviews, and competing against thousands of applicants for a paycheck that was never really on the table. And the exhaustion is finally breaking people. I'm John Marks. If you enjoy this kind of content, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. More videos are coming.
I got laid off from my job about 2 hours ago. I really did love my job and I worked from home and I loved everything about it, so I worked hard all the time. I'm not here to ask for money. I'm just here to ask if you know anywhere that is hiring. I live in California. I have a lot of experience with food, with admin, with law, with a lot of stuff. And if you like my content, I would appreciate it if you could interact with it. Anything helps right now. I have been applying to jobs, so hopefully something better is out there for me. And to all my coworkers who also got laid off, I hope that you find something else better too. I do have an apartment, I do have pets, I do have a kid, so it's not easy because I'm doing it by myself as well. So this is your reminder to not overwork yourself for a company, because when it comes down to it, they could just let you go like nothing. I am going to be taking a break, but thank you for listening. Love y'all.
So I do computer science at university, and I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you shouldn't do computer science. Number 1 is that there's not as much coding as you think there is. Say, for example, I'm in first year. In my first term, I only have 1 module out of 4 that involves coding, and that's object-oriented programming. And my other 3 modules are internet services, which involves a little bit of programming, maths, and then software design. So if you got into computer science solely just to code, yeah, you picked the wrong degree. Number 2 is that the amount of maths there is in actual computer science. Now, a lot of people associate computer science with just development, but a lot of people don't know, like, behind all that development is a bunch of math. And even in, as soon as you start the degree, you're just introduced to a bunch of maths that you've never seen before. And this is actually quite high level maths. So if you're not good at maths, don't even consider it. Number 3, this is quite personal, but socially speaking, computer scientists are some of the most unsociable people. Honestly, in my cohort, I've met some of the smartest people, but they are extremely unsociable. And this goes for many computer scientists across unis. A lot of these people are extremely smart people who can explain something to you in like seconds, but they're really unsociable and not people you want to work with.
The value and the overall weight that a degree holds has been utterly ruined by COVID, and let me tell you why. So back when COVID had originally first started, schools kind of like moved their base into an online format or a hybrid, but point is, like, you had a lot of stuff that was stationed online. I'm very much guilty of this, and I know you are too. Like, be honest with yourself here. Are you actually responsible for your degree, or is Chegg? Because cheating around this time was absolutely insane. People were sharing answers, people were looking shit up. All the exams that were taken online were just completely cheated on. My school personally moved everything back to in-person and written exams and stuff like that, but a lot of universities kept all of their shit online, especially the bigger ones like the state schools. You have people getting very advanced degrees for utterly no work and no effort. The professors don't give a fuck. Don't think for a second that companies are naive to this. I know a ton of people that had graduated before COVID and they were getting jobs like that, interviews left and right, and people that were graduating during COVID and after COVID, and then all of a sudden it's significantly harder to even land an interview, let alone like an internship or a job. And everybody knows this, like, it's gonna come down to like networking and who you know, but truly I feel like people could at least get like the first stage interview. I wanna know what you guys think, because this is just me, this is my idea and speculation on why the fuck degrees are totally worthless now. or at least like seem that way.
I think I'm gonna be broke forever. I think I'm gonna be broke forever because I thought that going to steakhouse to interview would be a little more upscale. Okay, like I was prepared. I remembered a few things from the menu, stuff like that. Like I'm dressed in heels, floods, sweater, this, like thinking that I'm underdressed. Okay, I come in 5 minutes earlier for my second interview. I passed my first one. Okay, second interview. There's already 4 people there for an interview. I'm like, oh, okay. So why are we all here? Okay, because I've interviewed in many places, and this is the first time where I've seen people getting interviewed at the same time. Okay, I was like, okay, it's just one of those things I have to do in front of people to be over. It's like, bet, like I got this. No, I'm waiting. Okay, raw dogging because I'm not gonna be on my phone. Being friendly with a fucking kid that is doing the same thing for 20 minutes. I have to act surprised. Oh, just to look good in front of the freaking work manager who came in late, by the way. Mind you, I'm waiting here 50 minutes, raw dogging, no phone, staring at a fucking painting, whatever. You know how many people ended up sitting down for an interview? 12 different people. All in hoodies, all in that bedazzled zip up. Oh my god. And I'm like, what the hell? Actually, what the hell? All of them were here for a first interview, mind you. And I'm okay. I was the 5th one to come in. I was like, they have to get to me, right? That fuck ass manager took his sweet time interviewing everyone, then going off into some corridor for like 20 minutes. I'm sorry, I'm not one to walk out like that, but I'm gonna prioritize now because if you don't care that much about. Actually, I'm gonna kill my kindness. I'm just saying I'm gonna go to fucking gym and eggs after an interview because I'm already dressed up. Go to my work that actually cares about me and I'm gonna be broke forever because, like, how are you a steak? Like, oh my god, you know what else? I just remembered? I'm stuck in traffic. Actually, I'm moving along now, but I'm stuck in freaking traffic for 20 more minutes. Have the biggest blisters on my feet, okay? Because I'm trying to look fancy. But it looks like it doesn't matter because you're just gonna hire some. So not worth it. I freaking try so hard, memorize a whole ass menu just to not work there because you freaking management can't organize an interview and get people in and out. But it doesn't look like it matters because there was 2 people in that restaurant anyways, so you could have had like 20 people at an interview and y'all would still be freaking up.
Is my computer science degree worth nothing? I'm gonna be completely honest, I am also in college working towards my computer science degree. I'm about to graduate in June and I realize it is truly not my passion to work for someone else. For me, it was not worth it because the degree honestly is geared towards working for someone else. It's honestly just helping you be a good candidate to interview for another company. You could definitely learn computer science from a course online or take a 6-month boot camp and you'll have the same skill set, if not more skills than someone who went to college for it. But the biggest difference between a boot camp and college, employers would much rather have a college educated person, and that's just a fact. If I had known this sooner, I honestly would have just went to a boot camp, learned the skills that I needed, and then made my own startup instead of having to go through college. So truly, again, it is up to everyone what they want to do. But I want to have my own online business, be a digital marketer, work stock options trading, and just work for myself, be self-employed. So for me, it was worth less than for you. That's all I can say.
CS degrees are not practical, not enough practice for real projects. That depends on where you get your CS degree. In UC Berkeley, every single project was 1,000 lines of code. In fact, I think everyone in CS 61A, 61B, 61C were always stressed out on the projects and literally coded every single day. Even like the electrical engineering classes, 16E, 16A, and 16B, they were stressed out as well. And I only know this even though I did my master's in UC Berkeley. I saw the undergrad classes and they were always stressed out. So no, computer science degrees are practical. It depends on your school. Do not generalize everything, say, computer science degrees are not practical. A computer science degree from MIT, Berkeley, Carnegie Mellon is very different than a computer science degree from a small university. So definitely look up the school that you're going to. Look up what classes you're going to take before you decide to enroll in your degree. Actually look up stuff. Do your own research. I almost never answer questions when people ask me what school to go to because I don't know what school to go to. I don't know what your aspirations, your dreams are. I don't know how much money you're willing to pay for your school. I don't know if you're in-state or out-state. So yes, depends on your school. Also, computer science degrees are still way better than other degrees to get a software job. Anyway, I hope this helps. Peace.
Okay, so I might get some hate on this, but just hear me out. I think a CS degree is pretty useless in 2025. Like 99% of CS concepts can be self-taught if you have a good foundation. And now you're probably like, oh, well, Sunan, how do I get a good foundation? Major in math. Like, I'm pretty anti-college nowadays, but if you have to go to college, major in math. Math will by far set the most solid foundation you can think of for getting yourself into CS. And you're setting yourself up actually to get into like machine learning, crypto, or like quantum computing or something. Like, all the super cool innovating shit involves math, and to be quite frank with you, it's harder to learn math outside of school than it is in school. And I'll be real here, it's really, really easy to learn how to code on your own nowadays rather than learning how to code in school. So don't do a CS degree, do a math degree, and then figure out where you want to go from there, because your options are like 10 times more open now.
I'm a little bit irritated because the job that I told you guys about a few days ago where she told me mid-interview didn't even tell me. That's the part. She did not tell me. She just mentioned it. You know what I mean? Like, telling somebody kind of implies that you talked about it, put it in words. Do you know what I mean? She just like literally casually said it to the other person that I was in the interview with, and then just kind of went to the next subject. And I was like, September 2nd, whatever. This job didn't start for another 2 months, okay? And obviously I'm looking for a job now, okay? If I'm unemployed in the next 2 months, that's a fucking huge problem, and I will not be. So I have this problem where like I just can't let shit go until I fully tell you why I'm irritated or what you did that scorned me, okay? So I messaged her on Indeed, and I know you're like, girl, what the fuck are you doing arguing with people on Indeed? I was not arguing, okay? I just needed to communicate with her that what she did was a little bit fucked up. I know you're like, girl, that's funny coming from you. Like, you fuck over jobs all the time. And I'm allowed to do that. I'm not the employer. They're the professional one, bitch. Anyways, I messaged her and I was like, thank you for the opportunity, but please discard my application. I was unaware that the job started September 2nd, and I would not have wasted either of our times if I knew that. She responded very politely. Good for her, because I literally would have went back there and been like, bitch, you wasted my fucking time, you stupid bitch. Like, if she really wanted to play with me, but she was very respectful. And she was like, okay, thank you for letting me know. Good luck in your job search. Thanks. So then I decided to click back on the job description, and what do you fucking know it? In big, bold letters, it says starting date September 2nd, 2025. And you know what? Even if it was at the cost of my own gas, time, and energy, I'm glad it's in the job description now. I'm glad she's letting other people know so they don't waste their time as well.
You know what I find like super funny? I posted a TikTok being like, oh yeah, you and your computer science degree is fucking useless. Like, it's actually gotten to the point where, yeah, it's pretty fucking bad for computer science majors out there. I can't find any software jobs to get you guys hired. Like, a couple years ago, I could make a few referrals into some friends' companies and like y'all be chilling. But with the AI stuff going on, it's way easier for a senior engineer just to like vibe code it themselves and then do what they need to do. Like, that's where we're at, guys. Like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
The first rule in quitting your job is you always have to have something lined up before you quit. Don't quit if you don't have another job yet. Come on. I've done that, and it's a really terrible idea. Take it from me.
My parents used to tell me never quit a job without having another job lined up. And now that I did it, I'm like, can't even imagine working 40 hours a week. And maybe that's indicative of how badly I needed a break in between jobs. But I can't imagine doing this for another 30 years. Like, grind 40, 60 plus hours. And then I finally get to take a break when I'm in my 60s and I start living my life then. It just doesn't compute. And the logical side of my brain knows that I need to have a job to afford my life. But it would be so nice to just, I don't know, live in a cave and not have to work.
I had a terrible time getting the kids ready this morning and getting out of the house. So it just started my day bad. And of course, I have to self-sabotage and just make it worse. So I'm now going through thinking about how this baby is getting the short end of the stick as far as recognition, I guess would be the word, for my pregnancy. I have not gotten maternity pictures done. I'm not going to. We can't afford it. We're probably not getting any kind of newborn or first 48 done, because again, just cost. As much stuff that we can use from his older sister, we're going to. I worked for a major phone company for almost 7 years that just had a mass layoff where they closed down 200 stores and 13,000 employees. And unfortunately, my store was one of them. So I had to have an unexpected job change, which came with a pretty severe pay cut. Thankfully, my fiance's job lets him work 7 days a week. So he has pretty much been doing that as much as he can to help kind of cover the difference of losing my income. But it's not enough. So we've had to make some huge changes, and ultimately that's ended up with not being able to do any of the things that you want to with a pregnancy. I know I'm going to look back and have the pictures of my son and my daughter, of both their maternity pictures and like their newborn pictures, and just feel like absolute crap when I don't have anything for this baby. But a call came through and stopped the recording, but it just sucks when you aren't able to do the same things that you could for your first 2 kids, and you don't want, you know, this kid to get older and wonder why you didn't do the same things for them. But life happens. You have to adapt, you have to adjust, and it is what it is. You know, we'll figure it out, and we're excited for him. It just is not fun timing to have to figure all of this out.
Corporate loyalty is very one-sided, and I promise you, they do not give a fuck. If you're looking for a sign to quit your shitty corporate job, this is your sign, because they do not give a fuck about you. They don't care about your livelihood. They don't care about the aftermath. They don't care about how you feel. They don't give a fuck about your performance. They don't give a fuck about your numbers. They don't give a fuck about your vacation. Quit the corporate job. Do not let it drain you. Do not let it affect your time that you sacrifice with your family, fucking working Thanksgiving with the computer on the dinner table. Not taking vacations because of my fucking would watch me squirm around for vacation days. They don't give a fuck about you. So if you're looking for a sign to quit, I promise you it's worth it. I've been working corporate for more than 8 years, so this is one of the hardest experiences I've ever had to go through, and they don't give a fuck, so you shouldn't give a fuck either.
I cannot find a postgrad job for the life of me. I just want to fuck around and get my master's. I just might go to graduate school. I was confused why everyone was doing that, and now I'm like, yeah, that makes so much sense. What topic? I don't care. I don't care. Just give me more time. I just might have to go to graduate school. That's my solution now.
Let us start with the lived reality of trying to find work right now. You log on to a job board. You see an opening that perfectly matches your skills. It says entry level. You apply. Then you are told you need 3 decades of experience for a basic role. Or worse, you actually get the interview. You show up early, you dress well, and you find yourself sitting in a waiting room with 12 other people, all wearing hoodies, all competing for the exact same position at the same time. The manager takes you into a corridor, asks a few generic questions, and sends you home. You wait weeks, you hear nothing. This is not just a few poorly managed companies, this is the new standard of the American job market. People are being asked to create separate accounts on third-party websites. They have to manually type out their resumes into little boxes after already uploading the document. They record one-way video interviews just to be automatically rejected by an algorithm. And the toll this takes on a person is massive. It creates a deep, lingering anxiety, because the cost of living does not pause while you wait for a recruiter to email you back. The rent is still due, the groceries still cost $400 a week, and you are stuck playing a rigged game. But let's look at who is getting hit the hardest by this shift. For the last 15 years, the American middle class was handed a very specific playbook. We were told that the old factory jobs were gone, but that the new factories were digital. The advice was everywhere. Learn to code, get a degree in computer science. If you understand software, you will never have to worry about money. It was presented as the ultimate safety net. For years, coding bootcamps popped up in every major city, promising to change your life in 6 months. And millions of families believed it. Parents took out loans, students went into $50,000 or $80,000 of debt to get those degrees from reputable universities. But then things shifted. Today, a computer science degree is no longer a golden ticket. In fact, many recent graduates are finding it entirely useless. The entry-level software engineering roles have practically evaporated. Just a few years ago, a college graduate could land a job making $100,000 or even $200,000 a year writing basic code. Today, they cannot even get a call back, and there is a very specific reason for this. It is not that software stopped mattering. It is that the people who build it are being replaced. This brings us to the numbers nobody is talking about. Over the last 2 years, massive tech companies like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google have laid off hundreds of thousands of workers. At the exact same time, their stock prices have soared. Both things are true at the same time. But then the obvious question is, how does a company fire 10,000 people and become more valuable? The answer is infrastructure. These corporations are no longer investing in human capital. They are taking the billions of dollars they used to spend on white-collar salaries and pouring it into artificial intelligence. They are buying servers instead of paying junior developers. A senior engineer can now use automated tools to do the work that used to require a team of 5 entry-level graduates. The efficiency is incredible for the company, but for the worker, it is devastating. And this is not just happening in tech. It is bleeding into administration, marketing, and human resources. The white-collar jobs that were supposed to be safe from automation are the exact jobs being eliminated right now. And nobody warned the middle class that the rules of the game were about to change. And this realization is causing a massive psychological shift across the country. For generations, there was an unwritten contract in the American workplace. If you gave a company your loyalty, if you worked late, if you sacrificed your weekends, the company would take care of you, they would keep you on board during the tough times. That contract is completely dead, and people are finally waking up to it. We are seeing thousands of workers crashing out of the corporate world entirely. They are making videos online, warning others not to make the same mistakes. They talk about working through Thanksgiving with a laptop on the dinner table. They talk about skipping family vacations because management made them feel guilty for using their earned time off. And then, after years of giving everything to the firm, they get a generic email on a Tuesday morning telling them their position has been eliminated. No warning, no transition plan, just a severed connection to the company server. And the anger you hear from these workers is not just about losing a paycheck. It is about the betrayal. They played by the rules, they sacrificed their personal lives, and they were discarded the moment a spreadsheet dictated a margin cut. Let me show you what this actually means in real life. This is not just an abstract economic trend. This is the reality of trying to raise a family right now. Consider a household where one parent has been working for a major corporation for 7 years. They feel stable, they decide to have another child, and then the mass layoffs hit. The company closes 200 branches, 13,000 people are let go. Suddenly, that stable income vanishes. The family has to take a severe pay cut just to get whatever job is available. The other spouse has to start working 7 days a week to cover the mortgage. The things that used to be normal middle-class milestones just disappear. There is no money for maternity photos. There is no money to buy new baby clothes. They have to reuse old items and scrape by. That is thousands of dollars completely wiped from a family budget in an instant. The stress of this is unimaginable. You are doing everything right, you are adapting, you are working as hard as you can, but the ground keeps shrinking beneath your feet. The financial cushion that used to exist for the American middle class is simply gone. And that brings us back to the institutions that promise to protect us. The university system. If a computer science degree is no longer guaranteeing a job, what happens to the millions of students currently enrolled? We are seeing a complete devaluation of higher education. During 2020 and 2021, universities moved entirely online. Testing standards plummeted. People realized that the degree was often just a piece of paper detached from actual practical skills, and employers realized it too. Now you have a generation of young adults who were told that going into massive debt was the only way to secure a good life. They look at the current market and they see people with advanced degrees working retail or submitting hundreds of applications with zero response. You have an entire generation wondering if they should have just gone to a trade school or skipped college entirely, because the traditional path is fundamentally broken. I am speculating here, but if this trend holds, we are going to see a total collapse in how Americans view the value of a traditional college education. The institution sold a product that no longer works in the real world, and they are not offering refunds. In the end, the system is working exactly as it was redesigned to work. The corporations are leaner, the profit margins are heavily protected, the artificial intelligence models are getting faster and cheaper to run. But somewhere down the line, someone has to absorb the cost of all that efficiency. And if you are trying to build a life, pay off a degree, or just find a job that treats you like a human being, you already know exactly who is paying that price. Thanks for watching. Support links are in the description and on screen.